Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday morning, beginning of the week. I'm going to come on here right before we just hit the road. I put out a question last night. What do you believe about you? And I had a few people to respond, and I asked, people to share it. And I had to go home for the weekend for a homegoing for a family member. And, it woke up something in my mind. What do we believe about ourselves? Now, understand where I'm going with this. People at your funeral, at your homegoing, they're going to give a eulogy. They're going to, all the things that they thought about you. But what do you think about you? Because it could definitely be a misrepresentation, right? So I thought about that, and I said, I watch people, and you have a lot of people, they'll congratulate you on what it is that you're doing. You have a lot of people that'll say, good job, I'm so proud of you. And it's needed. It's a needed push to keep us going on, to believe in ourselves. But then the question for you today is, what do you believe about you? And when I woke up, I was shocked that there wasn't, more response to that question, which also raised up the thought of, do people really know, or do they feel that they know who they are? Because your perspective of who you are, it's going to mirror what you give off. So if for whatever reason I'm not quite sure of who I am or what my purpose is, or who I want to hang around, or who feeds my spirit, then I have no idea who I am or what it is that I want to do. And when you have no idea who you are or what it is that you want to do, there is no productivity there. So I had to come on live, and I want to send people back to that same message. What do you think about you? Because it doesn't matter what anybody else think. They don't have 5 on your rent. They're not, taking care of you and your family day to day. It's about what you feel about you. And I promise you, if I would have listened to everybody else's opinions of me as I was growing up, and people that thought that they knew my story, oh my God, I heard everything from I was hit by a bus to I fell off at the top of a building, all because physically they saw that I walked with a limp. Nobody understood. Nobody knew that I was battling a bone disease. And quite frankly, nobody cared, because they really just judged on what it was that they saw as opposed to what they knew. But I remember my mama saying to me, little girl, if the only thing that people can find wrong with you is, 1, what they don't understand, and 2, what God allowed, then you A-okay. So the question for you today, and if you have to think about it, then it's a challenge for you today. What do you think about you? Simple. What do you think about you? And then the scripture says, write the vision and make it plain. So once you are able to, you can write it on Facebook, you can write it on a tablet and stick it on a mirror. It doesn't matter, but it needs to be a constant reminder in this crazy world that we live in, that you know what? This is what I think about me. And this is what I'm going to live. This is what I'm going to strive to be every day, because this is who I am, regardless of what everybody else thinks. This is what Shanta thinks about Shanta. And I remember my Aunt Clovis saying to me, because I used to cry all the time. I mean, people can be cruel. And I had a lot of people that would judge and that would call me names, and I would cry all the time. And I remember my Aunt Clovis saying to me, little girl, you are beautiful. Don't let anybody steal that from you, because they didn't give it to you. Y'all, she said that to me at 12. I'm 40. Can you still see how her planting that seed keeps me moving? So my challenge for you today, be able to put into words exactly what you think about yourself, and then put that into action, because that's when you're going to see productivity. I love you guys, and thank you for bearing with me this morning. But as God plants, I gotta give. So challenge for the day, question for the day: what do you think about you? God bless you. Have a great day. And I got to hit this highway. Bye-bye. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's meant for me.